Hey there, welcome back to the table. We're getting ready to start round 5. First step, of course, is to get back all of your actions, which we are now max actions of 5. So there won't be additional actions being added like there were in the previous rounds. I probably should have done this before I hit record. Like you really want to watch me pull actions off the board, but you're going to do it anyways. And we are in round 5 out of 8. So this is a very interesting game. It's like all board games really. Just when it's starting to get fun, it ends. So let's go ahead and move this up to round 5. You can see the number of resources we can purchase is now 3. And oops, that goes there. So these resources go back and we have 2 more wood. Then now we hit the situation where we have 1 too many coal, and I'm pretty convinced that that means we lose it. And I can look it up. I will maybe do that when I pause the video some other time. Now looking over to here, our resource reserves become available. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming over to here, 1, 2, and 3, like so. And then we do income. So here you can see we get 10, 20, 30, 40. We're gonna get $50. So that's awesome. We were sitting at 0. 50 is a heck of a lot better than 10. And then over here, $20. So there we go. Coming over to here, we're gonna get 10, 20, $30. And then here, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50. Okay, next up is we train our workers and then we determine first player. So train, and down, train, down and train. Like so. Player order is going to become like this. And then purple actually beat out red. So a little bit of switcheroo there. And so teal player is up first, and let's figure out what they want to do. So teal player, their situation, of course, is they want to get more tracks going, so they need more resources. They have their one and only contract already fulfilled, so they don't have to worry about anything else really. So for them, it really is just about resources. So let me think about what I want to do for their turn, and then I will look up that rule on what happens when you gather resources and the resource track is full. Okay, teal is in a very bad spot this round. They have 0 resources, and they need resources to lay more track. And they basically have to do 5 actions now. And this game is really, as much as money is tight, resources are even tighter. Because there's only 1 action that gets you resources, and they have to wait until the next round to receive them. And so it's almost like you're really shortchanging yourself if you don't ever have resources in there for the next round. And so like at the end of every round, you need to always have resources for the next one. That really is the ideal cycle to follow. And if there's any lesson I learned playing this playthrough, it's that I'm not doing that efficiently enough. Because I really think I screwed over teal by not having resources for the next round. And I think that's true for ourselves when we take our turn as well. But so like, for example, I'm going to go ahead and let's buy some resources, right? I can buy 3, and I need to buy enough to do a train to lay tracks. That's 30, 50, that's $60. We don't even have $60. I have 20, I have $50. So I don't even have enough to buy the resources for the next round. So that part, it really stinks. There's no other way around it. I have no resources to deliver, so I can't do that. I could you know, this is where it gets interesting. You can try to sell stocks, but selling stocks gets you money. It doesn't get you resources. So the other interesting thing about this player is if I was able to lay one more track, I can then pay money to lay this track. So I can get connected to other areas if I can just get one more track down, but I don't have that situation here. So what I'm going to do then is instead of buying resources at the moment, I am going to just collect 10 bucks because then that will allow me to buy resources the next round. I know that sounds like a really awful way to start the round, but what else do I do? I mean, I can try to upgrade a train. I don't need to do that. I can hire workers. I don't need them. I can buy a train station. That's a little bit helpful, but it just gets me more money next round. It doesn't help me this round. Nothing helps me in the round that I'm in. That's the problem. This game is very tight that way, and I'm still struggling. I'm very convinced I'm not playing this as efficiently as I could. So next up is us. We're in the same exact boat, and we only have 50 bucks, just like he only has 50 bucks. So we can't buy resources either, or the ones we want, right? We don't have enough. So we're stuck just as much as they are. However, we do have resources in our factories, so we could pull those resources if we wanted, and that's not a bad idea. The only thing we're missing is wood, and so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to build a wood factory. So we're a little bit in a different position here. We can build a factory. Teal can do the same. The problem is we have, here, I'll show you. We have iron and stone right there. We just need wood to be able to lay more track. Teal has nothing left. And they could have built a factory as well, but their factory is going to give them one resource. So they still need the other two, and there's nowhere to get the other two. That's their problem. But we don't have that problem. We can build a factory, and we're going to build a wooden one. And a wood factory costs $10 at the moment, so it's nice and cheap. So we will go ahead and do that and put a wood factory here, and we will use... We'll use a level 2 worker. Now we'll do a level 3. We'll do a level 3, and we're going to build in the other spot that we can put one. So our connection here was actually very lucrative, and we ended up being the only one that had this connection. We were able to build 2 factories up here and 2 over here. I became quite the factory making machine, and I don't think that was intentional. It's the way I was able to make money. And so, yeah, we put 3 wood on, and there we go. Now, I haven't taken any contracts yet, but if I ever did, I now have a 4th factory to make things more interesting. And now that I have that wooden factory, there are some contracts here that I can take that really will help me. The money I need to spend is 10. So I'm going to have $40 left over. So we're not actually in as bad of a spot as Teal. Okay, next is Purple, who is having a pretty good game. But Purple's issue is they need to connect to Trieste. That's their first priority. Their second priority is they need to build factories. So the first thing they're going to do is let's lay some track. So we're going to do one of each resource to lay some track. And you can see that they're situated right over here. So if we grab 2 purple tracks, one would go here, and the other one would have to go here because we have a tunnel engineer. And here's the problem. To do a tunnel engineer type of track, you need an extra gray token. We don't have an extra gray. So I got to back up, and we're going to have to buy a resource or something to get that extra gray token. And that hurts because that means we're going to position ourselves badly. You know what? When we bought 4 resources last time, we could have bought an extra gray. See, I bought an extra iron. That was stupid of me. So I'm going to exchange this. And this is actually going to help the other players because now this is going to be worth 20 bucks. And this is only, I mean, it's the same amount of money. So let's just retcon that. So last round, we would have bought the 2 gray that we needed. So now we can actually do the track action that we want to do. So I'm gonna put this back over here. And you can see we're gonna lay this track. It's gonna connect these 2 cities. And then because we have a tunnel engineer, it cost me 1 extra of these to do it. So if I would have been a little better with my foresight planning, I could have done that. And you know what? I took the extra iron because at the time I had a bridge engineer. That's what happened. So when I switched from the bridge engineer to this, because I realized I couldn't purchase the bridge engineer, I needed to switch the resource. So that's now done. And so yeah, I was able to connect here. It's going to cost me 6 effort. And in the process, I am going to get 2 more business points. And we're going to figure out what to do with that right now. So let's do the 6 effort first. That's pretty easy. We got 2 3s right here. And now I have 2 business points. Well, the stock is already as high as it can go. So I don't need to do stock anymore. That's what he's been spending his business points on. We can make our influence go up. So we could get that bridge engineer if we wanted. That's actually not the worst idea. But I sort of like the idea of, because we have so many cars here, let's get our income up, right? So let's go up another 20 bucks in income. Maybe, should we do that? There's not a lot of rounds left in the game, so the time to do this should have been early. But we still have 3 more rounds left. Extra 20 bucks every round. Or take the 2 influence. I'm okay. I think let's do the extra income like that. And so a couple of things opened up for us. The first one is we finally opened up a place to build a factory. And that's going to help purple immensely. Okay, let's move on to who's next? Red. Red is next. Red is in a bad situation as well. However, Red has his 3 resources. So we're going to go ahead and he does not have the bridge engineer, but he can still lay some track. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Here's his 3 resources. We're going to grab 2 red track over here. And, oh gosh, let's think this through. I may want to do something first before we lay the track, but a couple of things. Looks like we can connect this way. We can't do this one yet because I need the bridge. So we can connect this way and then we can connect back that way. That's really all we can do. We are connected to here, so I could theoretically go this way, but then I would owe money to go anywhere else. So I don't want to do that. I could go up that way or over this way. This would let me build a factory, but so does this. I can build 2 factories, in fact, here. So no worries there. Do I really want to build a factory with this guy? We've gotten away with it this far, but the thing that stinks is we got no business tokens doing this. And that's what I wanted to do, was get a business token. We would get one if we connect to here, but of course we haven't done that yet. So that's the question. Do I want to connect to here? And my answer is yes, I do, but I don't have the resource for it. I only have enough resources to build track. I don't have enough resources to build a bridge, which would require an extra iron. That's my dilemma that I have. So okay, I'm gonna do what I just did. There really is not too many other options. I have 9 effort I need to spend, and then I'm gonna get +2 influence for doing that. That's at least a little bit helpful because now I'm at least caught up back with these 2 cities for hiring workers. So I got my +2 influence, and that is important because I am gonna need a bridge engineer, and I have to be with brown or blue to get a bridge engineer, and I just did that. So connecting to that city was important. It's just I don't know how I'm going to do the rest of my actions. 9 points is not hard. We have 3 workers right here. And I don't get anything else. That's what is the real big bummer about this. I wanted to connect to here so I can spend money there, but that doesn't work either. So we're gonna have, we're definitely running into tougher challenges for sure. Okay, so that ends one round. So now we go back to the teal player, the one who's really stuck. The teal player has the engineer he needs. He just doesn't have any resources of any kind. Because we returned that 1 iron, it is actually going to be cheaper to buy resources. So we are going to buy 3 resources for 20. I think it's going to be $50, but let's find out. So we're going to do the buy resources action. Have to do it with this character, and we're going to get an iron for 20 here, and then this is 20 for 40, and then this is 10 for 50. So there's our $50. All right, so those 3 resources will be very welcome the next round, but bear in mind we're still 1 short to being able to build a bridge. So I probably need a factory too. So we're going to have these 3 resources come up here next round. We have room for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources if needed. And that's the action. We're down to $10 with him. So now we get back to us, and we were struggling. What was the plan? The last action we did was we bought a factory. That's right. So now we're going to go collect from the factory. So we're going to do that action where we collect from the factories. So here's 1, 1. I could collect that. Sure, I'll collect that. And then here's a wood. So we're going to collect a coal. We'll just use this as our resource train. So now I'm poised to be able to lay some more track with yellow. Now, I don't have any engineers yet, so that's my interesting dilemma. Next is purple. Okay, so purple just laid some track. We were able to make some connections. Purple for sure wants to build a factory. So we need to get a factory going, and we're sitting here. So we got to look at our situation here with purple. So here's our contracts. We've only built 1 factory so far, so I'm going to go ahead and put it, let's just say here. We need to build 2 coal factories, a stone, and a wood. That's a whole lot of factories. So which one would benefit us the most? A coal factory would not benefit us at all. We have 2 coal here already. We want to deliver stuff. However, if we deliver coal to Amstetten, as you can see, we actually will gain money at the end of the game. That's great, but for now, I think we need to help ourselves. We have an iron there, so if I buy another resource, I could maybe help ourselves to get more resources for laying more track. And that's, I think, critically important here. And we are getting close. If I lay track 1 more time, I can connect to a green hub, and there's opportunities there. So I need another iron factory, so I'm going to go ahead and build one. Or should I? I do need another iron factory. I already have one built. You know what? Let's do a stone factory. We're going to do one for $20. So here's $20 for a stone factory. And grab one of these, because we do need one. And we're going to take a level 3 worker and get 3 stone out of it. And it's going to go right there. I'm going to put 3 stone on him. So we, the idea here for the purple player is we just need factories to fill contracts. And we also need to complete our tracks. So there's the stone factory in place. We already have an iron factory. We need another iron, and we need 2 coal and a wood. So we're going to eventually need everything still, but Just slowly working on getting this done. And that brings us to the red player. So the red player, for the last action, we forgot to put a marker out. So what did I do for the red player? We laid track. So I forgot to put a track token out. And I thought purple also laid track. They did. I forgot to put their marker out. So purple laid track. So everybody should have done 2 actions by now. Yes. Okay, so I forgot to put the red and purple markers out. Okay, so we laid track with red, and now red really could build a factory. It has nowhere to deliver any goods. They're not connected to anybody who would collect goods. So building a factory is not necessarily smart. They can buy resources, but they don't have enough money to buy all 3 resources. So that's also a problem for them. They can build another station, which will give them some more income, but that's all it's going to do. If they were able to connect to Glognitz here, you could see that that actually takes a brown resource. So maybe we should build a brown factory out of anticipation, because we are going to connect to Glognitz whenever we get our bridge engineer in play. So if we built a wooden factory, that would be 20 bucks. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to spend 20 bucks to build a wooden factory. I mean, of course, he does not have any contracts or anything, and there is no wood factory contracts over there, which, you know, would have been nice for him if he was able to do it. But all of his guys are level 3, so we're going to use a level 3 guy and put 3 wood on there for him. So now he can at least do an action to collect wood, so he can get one of the resources that way. The iron resources being the most expensive, so maybe he should have built an iron factory. I did the wood just for the possibility of being able to deliver one for some money. But yeah, so he's still stuck. We're going to probably have to collect 10 bucks because every dollar is going to count. And then we got to hope to get that bridge engineer and have resources to put the bridge across, because we want to get that Summerin token for sure. And then, of course, this hub, we're right next to a hub, but we don't have the tunnel engineer, so we're going to have to go like all the way around to be able to connect to that hub. So that's another challenge for us. Okay, back to the teal player, who we've been saying all along is pretty stuck this round. We do have resources coming for next round. We need an extra iron with the teal player. So I'm thinking the teal player wants to make an iron factory. The problem is factories that are iron cost 40 bucks right now. So that's a $40 charge, and we only have 10 bucks. So that's teal's problem. And we have 3 actions to go, and we're down to only 10 bucks already. I'm going to, for sure, just collect 10 bucks. Nope, we already did that. Look at that. We already collected 10 bucks, so my influence will start going down if I do this. That may not be the worst thing in the world, but oh my gosh, we are just not doing well, are we? We got our resources. We can make our stock go up, but who cares? Actually, that's not a bad idea, making the stock go up, because we could sell stock. We did not want to sell stocks. That was the teal goal, is to never sell stocks, but to do contracts. For 10 bucks, I can't buy any factories. Like, everything's getting more expensive, and I still don't have any money. I'm running out of money, folks. I did, you know, there were periods of time where we had enough, but then it just sort of all went away. You know what? I'm just going to collect 10 more bucks again. And I have no choice. And then we can afford to go down. One, who cares if we're not the first player? And let's just start building up some money so we can do something with it. Okay, next is our turn. And we've been so far fortunate enough to be able to do other things. We do have enough track or enough resources to lay track, which is exactly what we're going to do. So here's our 3 resources right there. Excuse me, I'm going to grab 2 track. And if you look at our situation here, we are connected to here, to Zombatheli. So if I did this one for 1, then I could either connect up to here for 2 or go this way. There's no benefit to going that way for yellow. So we're going to go this way for 2. So this is only 2 and 5, so that's 7 power. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I got 1 guy left over still. So that works. We laid 2 track. That's awesome. We didn't have to use bridge engineers or anything special. So far we've been zigzagging all the way down here. This is finally our dead end, right? We can't go anywhere else now without needing a special engineer. And we do get a business token. So we're going to use that, not to raise our influence, but we're going to get 10 more income. The income is very valuable, I'm learning. It's powerful. So the red player sort of did it right, but also sort of didn't do it right. And there was a resource I could have delivered. However, I had to take all of my factory resources in order to get here. I have wood. That's the only factory resource I have left. And of course, this is not accepting wood, that's accepting iron. If I can get 1 more in here, then I'm good. But that means I need to buy more resources. I am only at $40. So this is going to be quite the challenge for me to figure out. Okay, so we laid our track. We got at least a small bonus out of the deal. We could build another factory. So there you go. We can actually build the iron factory here, but see, we already built one. But maybe we just take the influence loss to do the same action twice, and then we can deliver it and get some money. And then once we get that money, then we can buy resources. So yeah, we might have a plan and still keep going. We just have to lose 1 influence to be able to pull off that plan. All right, next is purple. Purple, they laid track, they built a factory, and they have nowhere to deliver anything. So they need to lay more track. Purple is in a great spot to be able to lay some more track. They can actually lay track straight to a hub. And so that's exactly what they want to do. So now they need resources. So we're going to spend an action to buy resources for the next round. And we just need 1 of each. So this is 30, 50, 70, $70. Boy, that's expensive. And believe it or not, that is every dollar he has. He has no money left. So Mr. Moneybags is back down to 0. But it is the right thing to do. He needs to lay track, get connected to the hub, and as soon as he does, he can deliver a stone and an iron up there. He does have 2 coal, so he can do it. He'll be able to get some nice money as soon as he can get to that hub. Okay, next is red, who still has $50, needs an engineer, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab a bridge engineer. So that means we need to go to the hire worker step, and that's going to cost $30. We're actually not going to hire any actual workers. We're just going to grab, we can influence for with blue or with brown. So we'll take the blue one. So we got to get the bridge engineer, and that's going to cost $30. So he's going to have 20 left over. And yeah, we got to get him some resources now. That's going to be the next challenge. Next, back up to the beginning. We're at teal. We've spent 2 actions now just collecting money. That's it. We do have resources lined up for the next round, which is good. So that part is solved. It's just we're waiting till the next round with him and trying to figure out what to do. Teal has no factories anywhere with resources, so We could build a factory now. We have 20 bucks. That will allow us to build a wood or a stone factory. And Teal has a place to build a factory. So let's do that. Let's build a wood or a stone. I don't think it matters. You know what? We're going to do a stone. And my logic is I can build if I build a train station there in Amstetten, I can deliver stone up to Linz, up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a factory. We'll build a stone one for 20. And that's just going to go here. We'll grab a level 3 guy, put him there. That was all of his money, but we at least got something out of the deal, right? It's a little better than constantly passing and taking 10 bucks. Okay, now it gets back to us. And I had this master plan of what we were going to do, and I forgot what it is now. We've collected, we need to get more resources. But the problem is I can't afford to buy the resources, but I had another plan that was going to help us. Oh, I was going to build a factory, but I can't. Yeah. I'm going to build a factory again, so you can see there I have a yellow hand already there. So that's going to make me lose an influence. Excuse me. So it's going to make me lose an influence. But the idea is I got several factory building spots, and we're going to get an iron factory built, which costs 40 bucks, which is everything I have. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to build an iron factory for 40 bucks. And here's the iron factory. And you can see the amount of money that I'm going to get is actually going down. So the efficiency of having these factories is actually dropping. And we will take a level 3 worker. I'm going to take a level 2 worker and put it here. And we're only going to get 2 iron. You know what? Nope, it's going to be a level 3. I'm going to do a level 3 worker. I don't think it's ever harmful to have the extra iron. I'm just down to 3 workers. That's my issue. And so getting rid of a level 3 it's going to make it hard for me to lay track. However, I need the extra iron to be able to lay my next track. I also need 30 bucks to be able to lay that next track. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff I got to do. So we've got that in place, and now we move on to Purple, who we got our resources ready for laying track. So our resources are ready for the next round. We have we laid our track, we built our factory. There's really not much else Purple can do. We're just preparing, to be able to do this. So Purple is going to, we can upgrade a train, but we're completely out of money. So we're going to just collect 10 bucks. Then Red goes up. Red has 20 bucks. Red still needs resources. We do have the those resources there. And for 20 bucks, I could only buy 1 resource here, which is not very good. So if that's the case, we would just buy like an immediate resource. It puts me in a real big pickle because I definitely need a lot of resources to be able to connect my next set of tracks. But yeah, I will brute force a resource, and we're going to take it immediately. We're not going to do the reserve one because we can only afford to buy 1 resource, and I only have 20 bucks, so I can't buy this and I can't buy this. I can only buy this, which is the 1 resource I have. So that's not going to do me any good. I need these resources down here. So then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take 10 bucks. so I can afford to buy one of those resources. So now I'm up to 30. Okay, now we go back to the top. We got Teal again. Final action and the most boring round ever for Teal, who feels extremely stuck, sitting on $20 and nothing to do. So Teal we're gonna go ahead and lose another influence and get 10 more bucks. Just because the money is needed. And there's not much else Teal can do at the moment. Okay, now we get to our action. We got a couple choices here. One of the things crossing my mind is I could take a contract. This might be a good time to do it because we may need to take several contracts before the end of the game. We also need resources, but as you can see, I have no money. So that's the reason why I'm thinking now might be a good time to take a contract. Since I have no money, I could also just take 10 bucks. Not the worst idea in the world. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a contract. So let's do that. We're going to do this, and then I got to figure out which kind. So here, let's just refresh you. I have 2 orange, a gray, a black, and a brown. So, for example, this one here for $2.90 is a brown, orange, and black. I already have this fulfilled. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. And that means I have to reserve 3 of my cargo spots, but I don't think that's an issue. I have this giant train here. So 1, 2, 3 are clogged up. And it does mean I get some investors, which I've not taken any use of so far this game. And there we go. So I can do brown, orange, black. So I will have this fulfilled if somebody connects to Trieste. I'm actually sort of close, but this is still extremely difficult to do because I don't even have a bridge engineer. Yeah, I'm in a little bit of a pickle, but I'm going to be able to deliver one of these iron the moment I can get this done. Actually, I'm going to deliver an iron right now as a free action. That's what I want to do. So this coal right here, we're going to deliver this iron to there, and that iron sells for 90 bucks. So we got 90 bucks, folks. That may make me want to change my action. So instead of getting a contract, I could, buy resources, for example. So that way I have resources for the next round. And in fact, that is what I have to do. This is a great idea, don't get me wrong, but if I don't have resources lined up for the next round, I'm gonna be like the Teal turn was, where you're waiting a whole round just to get your resources. So we got 90 bucks and we're gonna spend almost all of it, right? You're gonna see here, this is 30, 60, and there's 80. So 80 of the 90 bucks is gonna get spent. And I do need a bridge engineer and another iron, but I can grab an iron from my factory. That's the key thing. So I'm just gonna put all my money back and just take 10 bucks for myself. But that's my final action, and I am gonna get a decent income here. So I will be positioned to be able to do something. So I'm not as bad as the Teal position. In fact, Teal, I think, is starting to lose the game, and Red is actually catching up. But I think right now this is between me and Purple on who's going to win. Okay, so let's talk about Purple. They have 1 action left. They're only got 10 bucks. They already got their resources lined up for the next round. So what are they going to do with their 10 whopping dollars? They have a tunnel engineer, so they need to get extra resources, but you can see there they already bought some, and with their 10 bucks they can't really buy any more anyways. They can't really build a factory. They already took 10 bucks last round. That's the reason why they have 10 bucks. If I take 10 more, I do lose an influence, And maybe that's not bad. Because what else am I going to do? I could collect resources from my factories. I would get a stone and an iron. Or I could just grab a stone. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to collect resources from my factory. I have 1 iron up there, but I'm saving that to sell to morale. Okay? But I have 3 stone here. So I'm going to grab one of those 3 stone. Because remember, I need an extra stone if I ever want to do a tunnel. So now I'll have, if I have those 3 resources, I got my extra stone now. I don't need it for this next round because I can go, here to here or here to here, whichever way I want to do it. And I don't need that. But for right here, for this tunnel, that would require that extra stone. And so that might be something I want to do. It's really hard to say because if I did this tunnel, that's great. But then I don't have the bridge. So I might as well just go here and then use this tunnel here and then that tunnel there. And then I'm home free. This is actually really hard to connect to. Okay. Then last but not least is red. And red is close to being the least, but they got $30. And so for $30, they've already built a factory. They've already hired a worker. They've already laid track. They've already collected $10. So what are they going to do with their $30? They need to do resources. So we're going to do a resource here. And for $30, I can just buy 1 of something. I already have a coal, so I don't need to worry about that. I want to buy an iron. That's what I want to do. So for $30, I get to buy this 1 iron right here, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and just put it right into my supply, like so, and I don't have any resources coming to me next round. That's a big problem for red. Okay, that brings us to the end of the round. So, I don't know. I mean, am I playing it right? Am I not playing it right? I guess, you feel free to say so in the comments. It's really a punishing game if you don't plan properly. That's for sure. It's very tight. I can see some of my friends not liking this game for that reason, because they're going to get frustrated that they feel like they're going to feel too punished because, somebody else was able to plan out their turn and they weren't. It's that kind of thing. But with that said, I'm having a blast even playing this schizophrenically. So thanks for watching. As always, stay awesome.